Hello, and welcome to another angry unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Zen Art 61K 37mm anti-aircraft gun. In the early 30s, the Soviets brought a bunch of Bofors 25mm cannons for their naval vessels. They thought the gun was pretty cool, so they decided to try and make a new model of it, but with a 45mm cannon instead. They ended up using the 45mm on naval ships, but for ground-based operations they found it to be a little bit too big and heavy to move about. And so they ended up going a little bit smaller, with a 37mm cannon, the 61K, which was introduced in the late 30s. It would end up producing quite a lot of these guns, in very Soviet style, 20,000 of them to be exact. And performance-wise, they performed pretty much the same as a 40mm Bofors cannon, good for shooting low to medium altitude aircraft targets. Throughout the Second World War and the land-based versions, this was also used as a naval gun. It was mainly just a static gun emplacement mounted on a Zu-7 carriage. However, right at the end of the war, they ended up doing a twin-mounted design on top of an Su-76, which was dubbed the ZSU-37. In-game, the Zen Art 61K 37mm is an 80-point anti-aircraft gun, available to, let's just say, a lot of divisions. Pretty much all of the Soviet divisions, with a few exceptions. And it has one weapon. Let's take a look at it. And that weapon being the 61K 37mm with 384 high explosive shells. The bullets thing is basically its stats for anti-aircraft fire. It technically has to be a different ammunition. Ignore the amount of bullets it has, it's bugged. It will just use the same ammo pool as the HE shells, which is 384. Anyway, in regards to its ground fire capabilities, it's mediocre, 1 kilometer range, low accuracy, decent damage and a decent rate of fire. Its anti-aircraft range is obviously a bit better, with 2.5 kilometer range, a bit better accuracy, a bit better damage, and a slightly slower rate of fire as well. It's pretty just standard really for a 37/40mm cannon. It shoots somewhat fast, but not too fast. It does damage, but not too much damage. It has decent range, but not too much range. Up down to miscellaneous stats, it has no armor whatsoever, a 6-man crew with good optics, very good stealth, and heavy cargo space. In battle, the 61K 37mm is a pretty decent mid-range anti-aircraft gun. It's not the best in any category, but it brings enough into the table, or onto the table in this case, in all the categories to be really bloody good. Really, if you, in a 1v1 at least, you get 2 to 3 of these, you can really start shutting down the airspace above your front lines, as they do a decent job of suppressing enemy aircraft from a good range. They're very effective against fighters, especially if you can bait the enemy fighter directly over the anti-aircraft gun. They will usually die. It doesn't do the best in stopping bomber planes. Ideally for that, you want to get 1 to 2 85mm or other heavy style anti-aircraft guns to back you up. But for more of a direct defense, the 37mm is more than adequate. In terms of its general availability, you usually get 3 in A phase, 6 in B phase, and 9 in C phase. And for the most part, you usually get at least 2 cards of these in each division. Your results may vary, depending on division. Speaking of divisions, the 3rd VDV has a slightly different 37mm, with the Raider trait, an extra crewman, as well as better stealth. I'm guessing the 7th guy is just putting leaves all around the anti-aircraft gun and camouflaging it. Overall, it's just a good, effective anti-aircraft gun, like the German 37mm or the British/American Bofors guns. They can do a lot of bloody work. If you could only take one type of anti-aircraft guns, these are definitely the guns you want to be taken, as they are cost efficient. They're just good, is what I'm trying to say. There's not really too much special about it. I also do want to note, this isn't a type of gun you want to put on the front line. Yes, it can provide fire support, but you don't have any AP shells, you have short range, and anti-aircraft weapons take more damage from ground-based fire. So don't do that. Okay? Cool. I'm going to leave now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, And as usual, please just take it easy.